Hello everybody, and today I have come to talk to you about the truth of McDonald's drive-thrus. So every McDonald's, or more or less most, have a drive-thru for you to go in your car and skirt up to the window and be like, hello, can I have this please? And they're like, yeah sure, you can have that, that'll be this amount, and then you get your food. Well, I'm going to teach you the do's and don'ts of the drive-thru, or literally the truth about what actually goes on in a drive-thru. So recently I just started a job working at McDonald's and I got put on the drive-thru, which isn't actually that bad. I kind of enjoy it. Most of the people that I get that come through are rather nice, and I've only had a few run-ins with some customers, but that's literally the reason for that was out of my control. I can't really do anything about us having literally no sausages for the breakfast, or having every single drinks machine explode inside of our restaurant. So the first sort of, rule that I would like to set or explain to you, or literally just give you a reason for this, is please do not order if you're sitting in the passenger seat of the car. The drive-thru is designed so that the driver can speak to the machine and allow us to hear what they order, and you can drive off, because most of the time, a lot of the time, it's literally just people by themselves ordering their food and coming through. If you're sitting in the passenger seat, we cannot hear you at all. You don't understand how terrible the audio quality from the mic that is in the drive-thru box is. It is literally dreadful. I don't think I've heard any worse mic, and I play a lot of console games sometimes, and people on there have terrible mics, but this one is worse. Also, don't order from the back seat. That's even worse. We cannot hear you at all. The best recommendation for me to you to say is literally, if you're going to order something, just speak to the driver, obviously, and just get them to relay your order over to me, or over to whoever's in the drive-thru. And they will understand it a lot clearer. It is actually kind of hard to hear sometimes. Like, a lot of the time, if you speak at like one level of pitch, it will sound very weird to us and we can't hear what you're saying. It just sort of, like, as soon as it comes through, it just, if you're speaking at the same level, say you order something, it will just go, can I have and then that will be, can I have an orange juice? Because it will stop and it will literally stay at the same level, and it's kind of hard to hear for us. I literally, every time I'm there, I have to press my finger into the speaker that we have on our headset so I can hear what you're trying to say to me. And if I do say, sorry, could you please repeat that? Like, please can you repeat that? And I'm not trying to waste your time or get you annoyed or anything, and understand why you get annoyed, but it is literally really difficult for us to do it. Rule number 2, I guess. Please don't shoot the messenger, or don't blame everything on the drive-thru bloke. Yesterday, yesterday, so this was the day that I was working, was yesterday of me making this video. All of our drinks machines stopped working. So what happened was, where all the machines are connected together, they're in one room where everything can be filled up out of sight of everything. So the coffee machines wouldn't work, the soft drinks machine wouldn't work, the milkshake machine literally stopped working completely. So what actually happens is that the milkshake and the ice cream, or the McFlurries, are connected together. So if the milkshake side isn't working, it's probably most likely that it's not going to work on the McFlurry side either. Right, so this is why I'm saying don't shoot the messenger. I had some guy come through the drive-thru and wait for 20 minutes to then place an order for a single drink, and we didn't have any of those drinks, and he complained to me that I've waited here for 20 minutes to place an order and you can't give it to me whatsoever, and this is just a waste of my time. And he couldn't get out, so he had to drive through and not be able to get anything. So it is a big deal. Right, another thing is wait times. I am really sorry that you have to wait for your food. I actually am not being sarcastic or anything. I can understand where you're coming from. It's annoying. You go over there for fast food and you have to wait a while. It makes sense why you're annoyed. But at the drive-thru that I work at, usually there's meant to be 2 people in the first booth, one taking the orders, one taking the payments, but our manager decides no, and so I have to do payments and orders. So the rule is that I have to take 2 payments for every 1 order. So if you're waiting at the box for a while, please don't just go, hello, because it sort of like, it annoys us because it's like, you don't need to do that. I know you're doing it just to get our attention, but it does sound rude to us. Well, if you say it more than once, obviously you're annoyed. So we are annoyed usually when the first time you say it, so that's why we get that it sounds rude to us, and we just personally get a bit annoyed. And just if you could just, like, if we haven't answered, or if you're in a queue, like there's like several cars next to each other, so it triggers and it makes a beeping noise in our headset. If we're then taking a payment, or we're somewhere else helping someone else out, if it's in a queue and the sensor's already going off, we can't hear you pull up because it doesn't tell us that you've pulled up, because it thinks that there's always been a car there, even if I've just taken the order. So you can say hello then if it's in a big queue, because it makes sense, because sometimes we can't hear when you pull up, and that is actually kind of helpful. It sounds mostly rude to us when we're taking a payment and then you say hello. It sounds really annoying because we're trying to deal with someone, get their payment through so they can drive through, so we can answer you. But if you say it, oh my god, it just feels extremely rude to us. And I know you're not trying to mean it, but it just does. So just wait until we answer is probably the best thing for you. Another thing is, please don't be annoyed if we have to park you in a bay. When we have to park you in a bay, it means that your food isn't ready, and they're still in the process of making it. So when we do come out to give you your food, please do not be super annoyed. And also, same with, please don't ask for the chicken select dip. So that's the sweet chili dip, the smoky barbecue, and the sour cream and chive, I believe. Please don't ask for those and expecting they're free. Don't ask for those if you're sitting in the bay and expecting that they will be free, because they actually cost you money unless you have it in the meal. They cost like 20p, but it's just bear that in mind. If you're going to ask for one, please present the money, because we can get really told off for just giving you for free, which I prefer to do because it's just a dip, so it is a large volume, but still it's just a dip, so I don't understand why we can't give it for free. Another thing, well, this is the final thing that I want to say to you, is card payments. And when you're doing contactless, sometimes it doesn't work. So please, as soon as you tap your card and you hear the noise, wait for us to tell you to go to the next window. Because it's happened so many times where it's been empty, there's no queue and whatever, and there was this guy that came up and ordered his food, and he tapped the card and he had it go off, and he drove off straight away, and I couldn't do anything because the card payment didn't go through, it bounced. So I was like, it's really hard to deal with, because then we have to ask someone to go and talk to you to ask for the card payment, which means that they have to get another machine to take your card payment, or you have to literally drive around, park, and come into the restaurant and pay for your food. Please do not drive off straight away. Please just let us say, can you go to the next window, please? So I hope this helps. Well, I hope this gets to a lot of people, because it just explains the annoyance that sometimes we have to deal with. And please don't blame everything down on the drive-thru people. If you have a really strong accent as well when you're trying to speak to the machine, it is sometimes really hard to understand what you're saying, because a lot of the time it doesn't, we can't differentiate what you're saying. So I had this guy come through, and he asked for large fries, and it sounded like a large Sprite. You don't understand how close they sound. It sound exactly the same when you listen to it through the headset. Also, just letting you know, because when you ask this, sometimes it can cause a queue. When we take your order, the machine does actually take a photo of you so we can see whose order it is. It's not magic. We don't have insane memory that we can remember what you ordered and match it up to you, even though we wouldn't be able to see you. It just does take a photo and we can see you. So yeah. Thanks for listening to this. I hope this improves your drive-thru experience next time you come through. And please just, have a little peace of mind to us. Just be a bit nicer if you can to us. And especially if you're getting a coffee order in the morning, if it's one thing and you have a loyalty card, please state you have a loyalty card, because it takes when we have to do it, we have to go promo, Then we have to click loyalty coffee, and then do the press whatever we need to do, like whatever drink you order, and then press promo item. This is really annoying when you come through and we've put it through as a normal one and you haven't told us we have a loyalty card. You just give us a loyalty card and drive off. It takes quite a while to then void the item, because the touchscreen on it is so bad that when you try and press something, sometimes it doesn't even work. And it happens a lot with, like, I'll put the wrong thing through, and a lot of people get annoyed that I put something else on, because I'm trying to avoid the thing that you didn't want by putting something else on. So it's just peace of mind, please. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you lot later. Goodbye.